Hi guys, welcome to this update video. I do hope you're doing really amazing today. So we see that there's quite a bit of action in the Western Atlantic with those frontal systems coming out of the US, and there is an area of low pressure in the Central Caribbean just within the vicinity of Jamaica, so it's definitely helping to influence some shower and thunderstorm activity, especially this afternoon. And we have an approaching tropical wave was affiliated with Invest 91L that dissipated. So we're going to be talking about that as well. There's also another tropical wave out there. And let's go into it. Okay, so as we take a look at our surface chart here, we can see that approaching tropical wave. And that next one that is not too far from the African coast. So not anything crazy to see. These tropical waves will tend to come off of Africa, propagate westward, and if they're sustaining enough shower and thunderstorm activity, then they could certainly influence the weather. And they are an important source of rain for us as well in the Caribbean. So that is on the good side. The negative side of these is that they can sometimes develop and intensify to become powerful hurricanes. But fortunately, we're not looking to see any of that over the next couple of days. Things look to be fairly quiet, although we could certainly see an increase in tropical activity later this month, which I'll talk about as well with that updated graphic from the Climate Prediction Center. But taking a closer look at the region here, we can definitely see that the activity associated with that approaching tropical wave is not sustaining a whole bunch of convection right now, but it's definitely trying to do that amid all the dry air that is in the area. And there's a trough near the northeastern Caribbean, so some leftover moisture is still within that zone there. That moved in yesterday, likely brought some periods of heavy rain and thunderstorms. And we're seeing some thunderstorm activity across Puerto Rico this evening. Now, as we drift a bit further to the west, there we can see all of that convection associated with that area of low pressure that I mentioned. And if you look very closely, you can almost see that cyclonic spin, that counterclockwise rotation. Now, this is not something organized, and as I mentioned, it's an upper level low. Notice that we didn't see anything like an L to show that area of low pressure on the surface chart, because it's not a system that is located primarily at the surface. So further up in the atmosphere, it is definitely helping to fuel all that instability to result in all the shower and thunderstorm activity that we're seeing. And we're starting to see those thunderstorms popping up in western Jamaica. I'm expecting this kind of trend to continue throughout the afternoon. Also seeing a bit of action in parts of Hispaniola going to Cuba as well. Elsewhere, there isn't much going on. Earlier in Trinidad, there was some rain and thunderstorms, but that's been moving off to the west. So that's what we have going on, guys. And as we're going to be heading throughout the next day or so, this is a look at the good old rainfall forecast. So more color means more rain expected. So within much of Florida, we can see those colorful shadings, and there could definitely be additional periods of heavy rain, likewise for sections of Cuba, Jamaica, with that lingering low pressure area, and also towards Central and South America within some places as well. And elsewhere across the Lesser Antilles, going up to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, parts of the Bahamas, there may be some scattered showers and thunderstorms, while things will be much drier for the ABC Islands, as much moisture at all is not in the area. And as I mentioned, we're not looking at any of the existing tropical waves for short-term developments, as things are pretty hostile out there, especially with regards to that dry air. And that is clearly depicted on this dry air graphic. We can see these shades of yellows, oranges, reds, pretty dominant across the tropical Atlantic right now. So that's helping to keep things quiet. Although, as I mentioned, later this month, we could certainly see things starting to get a bit more active in the basin. Now, as we take a look at the most recent graphic today from the Climate Prediction Center, these red and white striped areas and the solid red or even the darker red towards that burgundy shade, that represents the probability of tropical cyclone development. So as we're going to be heading into the middle part of the month, for the week of September 17th to 23rd, we can see a couple areas highlighted in the Eastern Pacific, the Gulf and Northwest Caribbean, and also the tropical Atlantic. So we'll want to be watching that area a bit more closely that time. Likewise, as we're going to be heading to the week of the 24th to the 30th of September. For the short term, things look to be on the quieter side, but I'll definitely be keeping you guys posted as time progresses. And that is essentially what I wanted to bring to your attention today. So if you're in any of those areas experiencing those instances of heavy rain and there's any level of flooding, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And I do hope you found this update to be informative, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll get to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.